20 years ago, this little device changed the way people listen to music. This is the iPod Mini Generation 2, released in 2005, and somehow here I am in 2025 falling in love with it for the very first time. I never owned this kind of iPod back in the day, but in high school, my iPod Nano was my best companion. I carried it everywhere, for studying, commuting, or just zoning out with my favorite records. I listened to so much music on it, from rock, alternative, to even EDM. And I don't know about you, but as a kid back then, I used to download torrents a lot because I didn't have actual access to records. So the iPod was my daily driver until one day it just stopped working, and I thought that was the end of my iPod era. Fast forward to today, I stumbled upon this iPod Mini on Facebook Marketplace, and holding an iPod again 2 decades later reminded me why this little gadget was so special and why it still makes sense to use one today. Number one is because of its robust construction. I have the 4 GB iPod Mini in the classic anodized silver colorway. It runs on Apple's iPod OS, basically the same OS that powered the click wheel era. For something this compact, it still feels solid in the hand, and the fact that it survived 20 years of existence and still fires up today says a lot about Apple's engineering and choice of components. I'm not quite sure though if the previous owner of this iPod actually changed the battery. I'm pretty sure they did, but still says a lot about the engineering of the iPod. Number two is the design and build quality. Design is very minimal, almost timeless. In front is this 1.67-inch backlit screen that shows track info, battery, and menus, paired with the iconic click wheel for navigation. At the back is this polished metal with a classic, instantly recognizable iPod logo. On top, you'll find the headphone jack, a hold switch to lock the buttons, and the access to removable microdrive storage inside. The bottom, of course, has the old school 30-pin dock connector for syncing and charging. It weighs only about 100 grams, which makes it light enough to carry anywhere, yet sturdy enough to survive daily use. Number three is, of course, offline music and manual transfer. Unlike streaming, this is all offline. You sync your library through Apple Music or iTunes, and yes, it still works. On Mac, it's plug and sync. On Windows, you can use iTunes or third-party software to load your library. There's something oddly satisfying about dragging and dropping your music onto a device, knowing that it's truly yours. Number four is, of course, curated listening. Because of that, you become your own DJ. No algorithm, no ads, just the songs you intentionally load in. It feels personal, like making your own little mixtape. Number five is the sound quality. The iPod Mini supports lossless formats like ALAC, WAVE, and AIFF. Plug in a decent pair of wired headphones and the clarity is surprisingly good, even compared to modern players. And number six is phone free time. This one is huge for me because this one has no Wi-Fi, no Bluetooth, no notifications, just you, your music, and your thoughts. And if you get bored, it even comes with a few built-in games, perfect for killing time without needing the internet. Legacy factor. Of course, there's the legacy aspect. This isn't just a gadget, it's a cultural marker. The 50s to 70s had the record player, the 80s to 90s had cassette tapes, and the 2000s to 2010s had the iPod. Before streaming took over, this little thing was the music device of an entire generation. Owning one today feels like holding a piece of that zeitgeist. For me, I've been using it in three main ways. Even though I have to plug in wired earphones, there's something fun about working out with it, like rewinding to a simpler time. And as a musician, I love immersing myself in details. When I want to really appreciate the production of a song, the layers, the mix, the soundscape, the iPod Mini forces me to slow things down and just intentionally listen. And I also load some of my band's tracks and personal demos here. It's a way to hear our own work in a different light, with the same detail and focus I give to other artists. So, is an iPod Mini still worth it in 2025? For me, absolutely. It's more than nostalgia. It's a reminder that music doesn't always have to be tied to notifications, endless feeds, or streaming algorithms. Sometimes it's just about you, your music, and a device that still holds up 20 years later. And that's why I'm still using an iPod Mini. Thanks for watching.